And, Pauly, we do have the opening numbers or the look-ahead numbers to Week 16. These are all available at DraftKings. And the Thursday night game, the Saints are playing at the Rams.
Big one.
I'd say that's a big game. The Rams are laying 4, total 44.5. You told me via text you love the card. Is this one of the games?
I like it a little bit. Thought it's a little short, but again, the Saints have been they're great on the road, and it's been the case since 2018. They're lousy at home. They finally covered a spread this year for the first time. It's against Carolina. They're on, like, was it a 5-16 run ATS at home? So I could only look Rams there, and Stafford's in a groove right now.
We have a doubleheader of games on Saturday. The first game is Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 1.5. The total is 39.5. The other game is Bills playing at the Chargers. Buffalo beefed up to a 9.5-point favorite now with no Justin Herbert. Total is 40.5.
That is only on Peacock, by the way, that Saturday game. Should the Steelers be favored?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, too.
Well, it depends, I guess, who's playing quarterback. That's a big one. But I know what happened in the first meeting. They went up and down the field against them. They finally had 400 yards, but that was with Pickett. Who's playing quarterback? And now it's a bit of different Jake Browning and a different Cincinnati team. And you just lost to Arizona and New England. So I got to see what happens Saturday.
Well,
I think they'll be demoralized if they lose again and they come limping in, loses a 3 in a row. And the Bengals might beat them. I like the Bengals to beat the Vikings. So I'm not going to be surprised if this number maybe goes up, because I think the Steelers are going to look good against the Colts this week. Okay, with Trubisky.
It's the Colts defense we're talking about. And again, as we mentioned on Monday, they're doing the opening numbers. This is a spot where, okay, Steelers now off somehow, some way, back-to-back losses at home as 6-point favorites to two of the worst teams in football. Mm-hmm. That's not really when you want Mike Tomlin. I mean, you've said it 1,000 times this year. You don't want Tomlin against bad teams. No. And now this year, you're as a dog on the road in a game that it's like that. This is the kind of game that Tomlin will win.
Yep. Okay.
So
the Bills should take out the Chargers.
Oh, 100%.
Their defense is horrendous, and it's Easton Stick. So.
I actually was hoping that Herbert would not be hurt because I wanted to bet the Bills in a much smaller number with Herbert in as quarterback. I actually think, again, I don't really like to lay double digits. What's that going to look like with the Bills crowd, the Bills Mafia?
Great point.
9.5.
Won't be any Charger fans there. Yep.
They should kill them.
Panthers getting 4.5 at home to the Packers. Well, what Jordan Love am I going to get? Let's start there. But you know, they're going to have guys back at that point, though, too, so it's short.
I'm a little bit surprised by that number because Green Bay I know there was money on the Giants on game day, but for most of the week, that was 6.5. I know they lost the game outright. It's the worst game the Packers have played in a month. The Panthers are clearly worse than the Giants, right? I don't even think you can debate that. Mm-hmm. And now they're laying a smaller number at Carolina. I mean, and I already bought into Jordan Love having a bounce back because I bet him on the look ahead last week, 3.5 against the Buccaneers. But now the Buccaneers, I think the Packers will look good this week, and I think that number will go up against Carolina. That's my prediction. Other Christmas Eve games, Colts at Falcons. Atlanta's laying 1.5, total 43. Again, with an Atlanta game.
I know. Every single one, yeah. Laying 3 at Carolina, now 1.5 again. Yep.
Is 43 too short indoors against the Colts?
I thought the same thing. Yes.
I'm betting that over.
Yep, you have to.
That's an overplay at 43.
Jets 3 at home to Washington, total of 40. Well, I mean, Zach Wilson looked great in the second half, finally, but is that going to carry over? How about the move in the game Sunday? The Jets were getting 13.5. It's down to 8.5 now.
I know.
I mean, Miami was bad, but hold on here.
Well, here's a prediction for that game. Sam Howell is going to turn the ball over 2, maybe 3 times, and the Jets will have 5 sacks.
All right. Now, here's the game I love. These are all on Christmas Eve. The Lions are 3 at Minnesota. Come on.
That's too short?
Absolutely. Come on.
Why? The Vikings defense playing awesome football right now.
What are they going to do offensively? It's Nick Mullins. It might not even be Nick Mullins in that game. Maybe they put Hall in. They might demote Dobbs to third string here. So, I mean, they haven't done anything on offense the last couple games. You're just going to think Mullins is going to come in and move the ball? They'll contain Goff. I don't think they can shut down that Detroit offense. I can't believe that spread.
Okay.
I can't believe it.
I have to bring up that I think by default, Mullins is an upgrade over Dobbs, right?
Oh, the way he's playing, right? He's been terrible. I know.
Right. The last 2 weeks of Josh Dobbs, that's been the Josh Dobbs that we saw in previous years. The guy that should not be a starting quarterback in the NFL. It's been rock bottom bad for him.
That's too low.
Okay. It's Jared Goff on the road against a good defense. I know it's indoors, but Browns at the Texans, Houston 1.5, 41.
Can't be favored. They can't. The way Flacco's playing and all the injuries.
All the injuries?
No. And I know it's night and day, the difference between Cleveland road defense and home defense. But that's an enormous game. That's Houston's season, too.
Massive game.
They got to beat Tennessee. They're underdogs in that game. How about that?
When you think about it, it's a really good card.
It is.
Some of these games. Seahawks at the Titans. Seattle's laying 2, total 44. Oh, man. They have to have this game. I mean, they have to have all these games down the stretch. Their updated win totals, 8.5. They're going to win 9 games?
Yeah, they're really behind Levis now. I mean, Hopkins said he's a dog, and he was great. Putting his shoulder down, taking on tacklers. You want a piece of me? I'll take that. There's a forearm shiver. And what he was doing, punishing these guys that, he would take off and run. But does Seattle lose Monday night? Because if they do, the season's over. So that would concern me.
Uh-huh.
Jacksonville, 2.5 at Tampa. We're now to the late games. 44.5 the total. Boy.
I think that's another overplay for me. In Tampa, I mean, check the forecast here. See if it might rain. I don't know, but at this point, we're way out into that, more than 10 days out. Jacksonville's defense, the way that they're playing right now, and anybody can score on them, and the Buccaneers' defense with all the injuries and their bad unit anyway.
Yeah, I think Baltimore beats Jacksonville Sunday night, so then that becomes a very important game.
As I took some, plus you can find them about 9-1, Jacksonville to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, I did that because I have Jacksonville on this big ticket to win the whole thing. It's kind of a small hedge, but current form, schedule, they're in bad shape right now.
Okay.
Cardinals at Bears, Chicago 3 against Arizona.
Too low. They're playing great ball.
Yes.
Defense has been awesome. Kyler Murray in the elements. Yeah. I got to take the Bears. I mean, guys are coaching for their jobs. They may come in. They're not out of this playoff. What are the price? It's 14-1. But also at DraftKings, you can bet over 6.5 wins. Yeah, I like the Bears.
I like the Bears, too.
Right. Now, this is the big boy. Miami is 1.5 at home to Dallas. Dallas finally beat a team with a winning record, but they punked Philly, and they look great. But I don't want Miami.
No, neither do I.
Can't beat a good team.
No.
No one's taking teams can take them seriously.
I also think that's going to be a minimum of 50-50 Cowboys fans.
Good point.
Maybe more.
And if Dallas wins this game, it gets juicy. Because then it is on, and Buffalo has a path to win the division. Absolutely. Here's the one I thought was way too low.
But hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Did you notice the updated division prices in the AFC East?
$4?
Bills, what? The best I could find on Buffalo was 3-1.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess I'm late to the party on that, but...
Yeah, well, they figure Miami's going to lose twice.
I know.
That means Week 18 is for all the marbles.
Yep.
Christmas Eve night, NFL Network. Denver only 5.5 at home to the Patriots. Total of 36. I don't think it'll go well for Zappy in this one.
No, neither do I.
No,
that should be a Denver and Sean Payton special in that game.
I'm shocked it's that. I talked to one bookmaker the other day. He made it 7. Christmas, triple header. Chiefs, 10.5 to the Raiders. Eagles, 10.5 to the DeVito and the Giants.
You want to do it? Are you confident enough to do a 2-team money line parlay? It's going to be...
I think they'll both win, yeah.
Okay.
But that's... Can Tommy keep this going? I mean, the numbers here, and this is... I can't get past this story. And they interviewed after the game. He's on WFAN yesterday. They told him about the agents everywhere doing all these interviews. We're trying to get Tommy on the show. We got a connection here. But...
I got the connection right here.
That's right.
I got to go with...
But they asked him about, hey, your family's there and the kisses and the agent. He goes, yeah, it's good for business. No kidding. But I can't.
Well, look at this tweet. Look at this. The most passing and rushing touchdowns among rookie quarterbacks this year. Stroud, 23. Tommy DeVito has 9. Bryce Young has 9. Will Levis has 8. Are you serious?
Wow.
What an indictment on Carolina, first off. But how long has the kid been playing? A month?
Forget it.
Yeah.
Capiche, yeah? Capiche.
What do you think of
Here it is. Here it is. This one. The late game on Christmas. I want to enjoy this one. I took Tuesday off. 49ers are 4.5 against the Ravens. Come on. If that odds maker thinks they're a 5-point favorite against anyone, and now they're at home, that is way too much respect for Baltimore. This team's a machine. You just saw what Stafford did against that defense in the elements. You don't think Purdy's going to cook? And McCaffrey and those guys, they ran all over Baltimore.
I think it's a little bit light.
That should be 7.
I think it's
6.5. 6.5. All right, 6.5.
Hold your horses here, Johnny.
Come on, that's too low.
I think 4.5 is a little bit low as well. What do you think of the Raiders-Chiefs total at 42?
Well, I got to see the weather, but I thought that was a tick high.
Your favorite
but
game
Chiefs,
on the
Chiefs moved the ball on them out here. But
is your favorite game on the board Lions or Bears?
Lions.
Lions. Okay. Who would you take in Survivor? You had it mapped out.
Denver.
Yeah, there
I was
you
going to
go.
go Denver.
There you go.
Denver.
That's the play.
Yeah.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.